Hey there everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be looking at 5 tips to get an A star in IGCSE. Without further ado, let's get started. So what we'll be looking at today is revision table, mind maps, taking notes, practice is the key, the emerging income, and understanding your learning style. Alright, whoa, let's get started. Number 1, the revision table. Make a revision schedule 2 or 3 months before you write your IGCSE exams, and make a list of all the IGCSE topics and courses that will be covered in the exam. Make sure to schedule enough time for all your subjects, especially your weaker ones. Having a revision schedule will assist you in determining which subjects should be prioritized. You can also use daily or weekly study calendars to help you study organized during your revision session. Now personally, for my revision tables or scheduling of my revision guides, I personally use Google Calendar. It's very helpful, but you can choose others that you prefer. Now these study planners will assist you in determining your study sessions, goals and objectives. Okay, next, mind maps. If you're having trouble summarizing a topic or remembering a lot of new study notes, mind maps might be a great tool to help you remember it. The important themes are summarized in mind maps, which provide a comprehensive overview of the topics with clear headers. Mind mapping assists in explanation by allowing you to connect concepts through associations, allowing you to organize information in a logical and comprehensible manner. This makes it easy for you to memorize or retain the information. It basically makes you visualize whatever you do while you're studying or revising it again. Taking notes. Alright, we often tell ourselves that we don't need to write down notes since we can recall most of them. Of course, we may recall information at the moment, but if you do not reinforce your memory by writing it down, you will most likely lose it. Note taking does not imply that you should write down everything your teacher says. Rather, it means that you should pay attention to what he or she has to say on the issue or the topic. Make a list of their major concepts, equations, and even instances that your teacher discussed in class. Now personally, when it comes to note taking, I would prefer you do not do the note taking on your laptop. It is best to write it down because psychology says that when you write something down, you're more likely to remember it. So all those people that you see writing their notes and everything on the laptop, don't follow it. Always make sure to write your notes in your notebook. And even if you find notes online, such as Save My Exams, make sure you read it and try and be able to write it down, which is very helpful. And I personally write down almost every single note that I get. Alright, moving on. Practice is the key. Many IGCSE students advise practicing old practice papers rather than just doing what is in the textbook. This might be the greatest approach to preparing for the IGCSE. Past papers are the real stuff, whereas questions in your textbook largely test on essential topics. Check as many previous IGCSE papers as you can. Exam question structure and style and the exam format can be learned through practicing past papers. Now past papers is one of the most important things you need to know in IGCSEs to get the A star. Now let me just tell you an experience of mine or a story of mine. In my grade 8 term 2 chemistry exam, I'm honestly telling you I didn't even read the questions because all like the topics that we were given, I practiced almost every single question on it from Save My Exams, that when the question came in front of me, I didn't even have to read the question. I just wrote it down and then I had honestly good grades on that subject because I practiced those past papers. So that is one of the most important things. Now let's look at last but not the least, understanding your learning pattern. Now every student has their own learning approach that they find most beneficial. Some students prefer to self-study while others prefer to study through IGCSE online tutoring classes or even study with a group of people. Now it may take a lot of trial and error to figure out your learning style. The most successful technique to study is either use the most appropriate studying schedule for you to take guidance from one of the best online tutoring platforms that you can find on Google. Just search for it and you might find most of them. Aside from knowing which studying atmosphere is ideal for you, it's also beneficial to know which studying equipment is ideal for you. Now that is really important. You'll be able to remember and retain new material better and faster once you have determined if you are visual, reading or writing, or kinesthetic learner. Alright, so let me tell you my story again. So when I was in grade 7, there was this friend of mine who I would study from morning to like late night afternoon. And what I noticed was that group studying actually helps you, but then after a point it is not advisable, because okay, till like grade 7 or grade 8, doing so studying in a group is okay, but then as you move ahead it is more advisable that you study on your own, because how do I put it? You should try and study on your own, because it doesn't distract you. When you study in a group, there are a lot of factors that affect you, the speed at which you learn. So that is just one advice from me. The rest is up to you, but then I guess that's it. If you have any questions, you can email me, or the comment section is always there. It's free. Make sure to comment. Alright, with that being done, all the best in your IGCSEs. Make sure to like, share and subscribe. That'll be all for today. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, ta-da.